Hello, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? It's the Power Hour show. How are you feeling? How are you doing today? I'm your sunshine host, all the way here from South Africa. My name is Sanet van Breda, and I've got two amazing guests. They can blow your socks off. These two beautiful ladies has got amazing stories, heart of gold, and they're gonna give us at the end some beautiful nuggets to take forward in our life. But ladies, today is a special day. A special day. It's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to everyone. And if you had hugged your children today, then you're very lucky. I have hugged my son, but my daughter is in New Zealand. And yes, I cannot wait to see her again. So I want to also give a shout out to the Diamond Beauties. Ladies, if you're on the group and you're listening to us, please put your name before you write your comment. As it is a private group, we cannot see who is giving us amazing messages. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Amazing, amazing. So before we continue with our guest, I just have one celebration and then we're going to do a mindfulness practice. So, ladies, the 12th of May 2019, I started with my Omi in Zander plan. I lost a whole person in weight. So on Friday, I celebrated my 4th year of my Omi and Xander plan. And for the rest of my life, I will continue with my plan. I will be as diligent and as happy and as danceful as I can be so that I can be me. So if you're ready, I'm ready. I want you to breathe in beautiful energy of love and joy. And when you exhale, release all the stresses. And then take another beautiful in breath and then release. We're going to do 3. And then you're going to be here in this moment. Experience the power hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Breathe in. Another one in. Last one in. Wiggle your shoulders, wiggle your hands, and put a smile on your face. Before I bring up my beautiful ladies, I want to say thank you to E360 TV for their platform and giving me the ability to have this amazing power hour. Here is a video. Every time those sparkles go on top of the building, I remember my encounter on top of Empire State Building, and then for 1 second I am back on top of the Empire State Building. Amazing, amazing. So, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to present this amazing, talented, beautiful ladies. I'm going to start off with Deb Smart, and then we're going to talk to Tammy Williams. So, Deb, please quickly tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we will give it over to Tammy.
I'm so thankful and blessed to be here. And I just love you, Sanet. Thank you. And Tammy, I can't wait to hear your story. I've been around the block for a while. I've been self employed for 37 years. I took a 26-week severance package, and I have no idea where I got the idea to start my own business, but I did. I took my talents and skills, which was computer programming at that time, and started Direct Connections. And I did that for quite a while. And then in 1998, I launched my publishing business, Gladstone Publishing Services, because one of my clients said, when I told him that I didn't want to go through traditional publishing's, loops, he says, well, heck, start your own business. So I did.
Oh, wow. Amazing, amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to connect with Deb, her details is on the screen as well in the description. You are welcome to follow her anywhere and also go to her website, and you can find out more about in the about section. Thank you so much, Deb. The next Tammy, if I can ask you to please introduce yourself. Thank you.
Well, hello. What a blessing to be amongst the two of you and the huge following that you have, Zanette. Um, certain people come in your life and we don't know why, but God knows why. And so you are a blessing to everybody. The world needs to hear you, they need to see more of you because just being in your presence, the energy that I feel right now is like I'm being plugged in, and so it's fabulous. So I love it. And I'm so thankful to be here. And I mean, Deb Smart, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to pick her brain for a while. And, her last name is Smart for a reason. you know, so this is fantastic. About me, similar story as Deborah is that I worked for many years and I pretty much kind of forced into entrepreneurship because I'm a mom of three. And I felt guilty lots of times when my kids were sick and the boss would say, "Oh, who's your backup?" Well, that was me. My mom didn't live in the same province with me. My in-laws were great, but they were not those kind of people to watch your kids, 24/7. They have their own lives and jobs. And so I took my specialized knowledge and try to figure out how I can monetize on that, which is in the marketing and the publishing space, and learning everything to how to show people how to monetize on their websites. And of course, my love for women and understanding the inequities that we have faced for years, from a financial standpoint, the
Mhm.
financial literacy piece, which is huge. And so also me seeing my mom, being a widow at a young age and
Mhm.
realizing what she had to face forced me and propelled me into entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
Is it easy? No, it is hard. Going to get a job is probably the easiest thing to do. But you know what? Not having the money every week, like a paycheck, but having the peace of mind, there's no price on that. So that's what has me staying in this space. So thank you so very much for letting me share.
Wow, amazing. So I'm going to share how I met you and both of you and how I just fell in love with you. So I have met both of you on Emilio and Daniela's platform.
Mhm.
And the first time I met Debs, I was like, wow, I like this lady. She's full of spunk. She can go out and have a party, and the next day she will be up bright and early and doing the things that she needs to do. So that's, and I have sent you a friend request, Deb, and we are friends since then. It is since 2021. Can you believe?
Wow. Blessings.
Yeah.
Same with you, Tammy. I met you also in the same group. And actual fact, I actually gonna tell you why. Emilio asked you, how are you coping? Because your house burned down. And the
Mm.
reason you showed me your strength, your power, because you didn't break down. You lost everything, but you can tell us a little bit more about it. You lost everything, but the strength that you portrayed that day, I could not take my eyes off you. I was crying at the back because
Mm.
I did not believe you have lost everything and you still keep your family going. You are positive. But we are going to talk about it a little bit later. But that's how I have met both of you, and you both have inspired me. So this week, our session is gratitude, and there was nobody else that I would have been wanted to have here. So because it's Mother's Day, we're going to quickly do the Mother's Day thing first. I just want to send a shout out to Jennifer. She said, "Hello, beautiful." Then we've got another hello from someone, but please put your name in because you're on the Facebook group. We cannot say who. And guess, here is Mandy. Happy, beautiful friends. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, thank you so much, Mandy. You as well. So let me start off with Deborah. Sorry, I used to call Deborah Deborah, and it's Deb. You are not a mother, but you have the other side of the spectrum. You still have a mother. How amazing. Can you please tell us a little bit about your mom and how did you celebrate Mother's Day today?
Well, I was supposed to drive up to Philly. I'm down in Newark, Delaware, and I woke up at 1:30 this morning and did not get back to sleep till 6. And I'm of that age that I think I'm 23 years old, but I'm not. And I had packed and I got gussied up and everything, and I just sat down out. I mean, the wind was kicked out of me, and I, tried to call her. I sent her a video voicemail. I'll be spending it with her. Today is an appropriate day for me to express gratitude for the Lord allowing me to even want to go see my mother. My mother and I have had very difficult times over the years. And to be truthful, it's only been in the last year since my husband's death that my mother and I really got close. She loved my husband. And he would be my pad. So when we went to see her, I could just sit in the background and the two of them that's how I had my relationship with my mother, was through my husband. Grateful. I'm just so grateful. She's 93 in August, and she is still doing the same thing she did that used to make me angry, but praise God, he's allowed me to understand. I don't have to accept it and receive it. So I just have been able to spend a 1 hour straight without getting upset. Yay. In my mother's presence. I know for people who have the relationships with their mother is so hard to understand, but I do write about the struggles we've had over the years and the blessings that we have. A little later, I'll come back. I found my gratitude journal entry that I wrote, and I would love to read it a little later.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Debs. And tell me, how did you spend? I know it's just half morning for you still. It's not like us here. It's after 9 o'clock in the evening here in South Africa. How did you spend your Mother's Day?
Wow. Well, it will continue because having three kids and a husband that works like 10-hour shifts, and also having my mother-in-law that lives here in Toronto. My mom lives in Nova Scotia, a totally different province from where I am. So what I start with, similar to Deborah, is the whole thing of being thankful to God for giving me another day, and also for giving her another day. Years ago, she was diagnosed with a terminal illness. And so we're blessed that she's still here. So it started off with a phone call. It started off with myself playing my music, going out there for a walk, and while everyone was sleeping, and a bunch of gifts along the stairs here and everything like that for me. And my husband's gone to work, and a little bit of stuff with my journal that I have here, and some phone calls. So that's how my day has started so far. No cooking for me. I cook every day, but this weekend there's no cooking for me. The kitchen is closed. So that's a lot to celebrate there.
Oh, wow. Amazing, amazing. And we're actually going to come back to you, Tammy, in a little while because you still make your husband's lunchbox, but I cannot wait you to tell
Yes.
them what you're doing. So
Yes.
the So the next, Deb, I want to ask you this question, and I know it's a long question, so I'm going to just read it for you. You have had a long and and your career is so expanding, and your experience in teaching and running your own business. How has creating played a role? Gratitude played a role in your professional life? I mustn't read because if I read other words. I'm so sorry.
I get the point. I get the point. How have I survived 37 years and how's gratitude played a role in it? Correct?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
I have the blessing of being the middle child. And as a middle child, I learned very early on how to create my own space and how to create my own sanctuary when things were tough. And that's what I've done over the past 37 years is just do what I want to do. And unfortunately, that is a good thing and a bad thing. That's why I'm unemployable.
Amen to that.
So I am grateful for the gifts and the talents and abilities that the Lord has given me. And the clarity of mind at my age to continue to grow and create and to bless other people and help them create and birth their babies. So I have no baby coming from my body, but I have over 80 babies whose books I've helped birth. And they've had multiple books after the first one.
I'm gonna go for. I'm also gonna have a baby with you
Yes, you are.
soon. Oh wow, amazing, amazing. And something that you always strive to um, inspire us and then also help us on the right track, because book launch, book writing, everything is so daunting, and you make it actually so easy. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would love to start your book, write your book, or have somebody writing it for you, please connect with them. You will have an amazing fun, and you will complete your book without knowing you have done it, because your stress is gone.
Could I say one thing about that
Yes,
process? In
yes.
in January, I was blessed to work on the book Behind Closed Doors with Daniela Roman. Her baby that's her baby for spousal abuse. And one of the young ladies, she really had a difficult time, and I think we needed like 1,500 words, and she couldn't even get out 100. I mean, because every time she started writing, the pain was just too great. Well, I discovered a tool now that I call my manuscript clinic. And how it happens is we're on screen together. I put myself on mute and you tell your story. I convert it to a transcript and then I type it into narrative format. It's your words. I'm not a ghostwriter. I will correct any, grammar mistakes and things like that. And I'm telling you, the process is amazing. And I had always called myself the Mother Teresa of publishing. Well, now it's true.
Wow, amazing. So we're gonna come back to your how you're helping others, Deb. I want to go back to Tammy. So Tammy, you are still making your husband's lunches, and you have a demanding, all the things you've got actually so many different. Can I say jobs? Can I say that?
You can say dog. You can say
Because
dog.
yeah, but job you've got motherhood, wifehood, lunchboxhood, and then you inspire, you help other ladies, entrepreneurs start. How can they look at their site and all the things they do to monetize it. So how do you keep everything done? You're
You know,
amazing.
it's a really interesting thing, but I should let you know that thank you for talking to me and referring to how you met me and having the fire. Our house, I just want you to know, it wasn't completely burnt down, but it was not livable, and we were displaced in a hotel for 3 months. And this happened on December the 12th,
Oh,
weeks before Christmas. And so, what it told us as a family for us not to go back there. And so we never returned. We went somewhere else. But I want to share that because it didn't completely down. But in terms of losing everything, and this is, I'll tell you something. People don't understand this, but the person that you spend the most time with is where you learn gratitude and love from, or you unlearn it.
Mhm.
And so this comes from my mother, who was a widow while she was pregnant with my baby brother. And I seen how she was able to find the good in everything. And
Mm.
so a life lesson for me was to find the good in everything, which makes everything else that's happening bad around you great. And so that's how I learned. And, some people would think it's a mechanism to push things behind me and suppress it, but really and truly is an outlet for me because in that I give thanks. I have a thankful jar here that my kids and I, and they're not doing it anymore, but we have a thankful jar that they're supposed to write down a little piece of paper I keep beside it to write down what they're thankful for. It could be their eyesight, it could be their food, it could be money to go to a movie. But what's starting to happen is that as they've gotten older, they realize why they have to do it. It's not because we have everything, it's because what we have is everything. And so
Exactly.
I live in that space, you know.
Yes.
And I mean, it also too giving ourselves permission to be grateful, which is great, but it's also okay to want more in that gratitude because I heard lots of different things. I bought this years ago, and it says
Mm.
gratitude turns what you have into enough.
Wow.
But at the same time, I would like to add to this to my children, but it's okay to want more because
Mm.
having enough is for yourself. But when you want more, that's when you can give more. And this is where a lot of my whole brain goes, in that area. So yeah, you know what? Maximizing the time of 24 hours. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I put up my husband's 9 vitamins a day beside his lunch. I have a glass for him with sea moss that I burn and that I not burn that I boil. Burn, no, I can't burn that. Boil that and keep it there. I don't know. Maybe I burn some eggs though.
Tammy, Tammy, I just need to give you this. Then you can continue.
Oh, okay. Well, let's be twins. We'll be twins.
Okay.
Let's be twins. So yeah, so I do that. So I tell people all the time I have 4 children, but because I love people, I don't feel like what I'm doing is a lot. I guess that's where it comes from. And
Wow.
so going through what I went through on December the 12th, you know, I still, like continued, persisted. And like, that's how I joined the group while I was in a hotel. And I was showing up to those meetings, and I still became a co-author in a book that went international best-selling author during that time. So, and it's not to like brag about those things, but just to try to let people know we can find joy in everything and we can
Mhm.
create the space for things that fuel us and feed our souls.
Amen.
Amazing. So, can I just now ask, what type of lunches do you pack in for your husband?
What kind of lunch? Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, he's not eating red meat anymore. So the lunch I give him is quite vegetable oriented. So I give him organic brown rice cakes. I give him red and yellow peppers and cucumbers. I give him clementines, cantaloupe, blueberries, and blackberries. I give him some vegetable crackers.
Oh, sorry, Tammy, I'm not sure why you just went muted. I cannot
Oh,
unmute you. Oh,
can you hear me now?
yes, we can hear you.
So, yeah, he gets a lot of things. So he doesn't have a hot anything hot because he's doing truck driving.
Ah,
So, but he has. Let me tell you, that guy can eat because I mean, I usually make him plantain and pancakes and a piece of avocado as his breakfast when he's actually leaving the home, right? And then of course whatever the meal is. I mean, he's 6'7". He's like maybe 200 pounds. He's like built like a basketball player. The millionaire mindset, contract mindset, just not the money to swallow it just yet. So yeah, I'm cooking all the time.
wow.
Wow, wow, amazing. So, ladies, I didn't know if you see, we got a lot of messages from Mandy, and now she's saying,
Mandy.
delicious, delicious. Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
yeah,
nice.
delicious.
So can I just ask you, Tammy, what do you also do your children's lunch boxes?
Well, the younger one now, the other ones are older, but the 13-year-old, yes. Also, like it's important because those kids now, all they want is sugar.
Yes.
And I know that there's good and bad and certain carbs that are good for you and some that are not, but they're not all bad. So I have to have a balance with him too. So so
Wow.
he's getting it. He's getting it. I'm actually training him almost like my other daughters, where he can put in a snack the night before, and then of course in the morning I'm checking to see how much fruit roll-ups and how many gummy bears are in that lunch, and take them out and say, okay, what is the better choice, and then sharing that with him, so he knows what's the better choice. And he's smart enough to know, okay, this is probably not what I should. I probably shouldn't have two of these. Yeah, it's probably not a good choice.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So, Mandy, I know Mandy had her grandson with her
Yeah.
today and her daughter, and she also let you know that he is 14 and
Oh,
he's 5'11
oh my
already.
gosh. What size shoes is he wearing? Because my son's wearing size 10 already and he's only 13.
Okay, she will probably give us I will, as soon as he puts the shoe size on, I will show it to you. So, my beautiful Deb, can you tell us how do you help people to write their books, to publish their books? How can they know that you're doing so much actual facts? So, if you could quickly explain, I'm sure there is a lot of viewers that would love to hear.
Well, the secret sauce for me is just listening to where they want to take their tale, listening to them speak it, reading the words that they put down. Does the story flow? Can I hear their voice as I'm reading it? I am not the type of editor that will make you change to make the story better. No, 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 no. This is your story. But what I do help you, I am now calling myself a foundational architect. I help you build the foundation of your story. And
Oh
that
wow,
sounds kind
I
of, I
need
have
to give
fun.
you
I just have
this.
fun. I'm not that hard taskmaster. I'm not that hard taskmaster. I am someone who loves you through the process. If something like one of my you guys are so, you didn't tell me about those sunglasses. I would have gotten mine. But I have one client. He is working very, very hard to get through his second book because it's so technically oriented, and so we're trying to ease it down. I'm not forcing him to change what he's saying. I'm allowing him to rethink how he's saying it. And one of the things I do ask my authors who are doing very complicated books is to have at least 2, 3, or 4 people read the manuscript once we get through the first process. And then I have a survey that they will answer. This is the theme of the book. Is this what you read? Is this what you heard in the voice of the writer? Different questions like that. So he is comfortable with the criticism, because you have to have a tough spirit when you put your baby out there. Not every baby's pretty, but you still got to put it out there. The stories are painful. They're going to hate somebody. You hurt somebody.
Well, I need to get my other glasses for that. Just hold on. Oh, my stomach. But I have to say, every mother thinks her baby is the most
I
beautiful
know.
one.
Not so.
So, thank you so much, Deb. So, Tammy, Mandy did come back. She said size 11. And then Mandy also said she loves you, Deborah. And then she also said laugh out loud for Deborah. And then she also mentioned, neither am I. I had someone telling a publisher to have me change my story. They refuse because I'm the author of my story. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, my beautiful Tammy, what can you tell me a little bit about your business? I know that you have to have a work and life balance. And you know the post that you sent out and the beautiful pictures, and I love all your pink. It looks like you just have it all, my beautiful one, have it all. But can you tell us a little bit how your work and home life, your balance, how do you get that right? Are you
It's
muted?
oh,
Yes.
thanks. Yeah. You know, Deborah, you know what it reminded me of? A Seinfeld episode where they were supposed to go visit someone that just had a baby and they couldn't stand looking at the baby. But they had to go and give a gift and they're like, oh my God, you know, that's what it just reminded me of. But you're right. It's hard to take criticism because first of all, we're coming out of our comfort zone, first of all, to share our stories as well as be ourselves. And it's really difficult to take criticism because there's something about us, I think, from a child, you know, how many times we were told not to do this or we can't do this or we're dumb, we're stupid, we're ugly, whatever the case may be. And someone tells us something is bad, we take it a little personally sometimes. But then again, as we evolve and grow, we know that that's what we need in order to be. A coach never tells you when you're playing sports, you know, you're great all the time when you actually did some really bad moves there. So the coaches are supposed to tell us what we need to hear, not what we want to hear. So that's the beautiful thing about you. I love that. Yeah. So for myself, what I tend to do is I help people a lot of times with the social media and marketing. You know, something that Deborah said was really important is that to listen. Too many people actually listen to respond, but not listen to hear. And so even in the marketing space, it's not supposed to just stop with marketing. It's supposed to be the whole team, everyone that's working at that company is part of the marketing. And they throw sometimes little daggers at people that don't bring in the sales. Now we have the conversation. We can listen to respond and listen to hear, and we can connect with people. But what are the other people, which we have a hand of 10, you're not good by yourself. So everyone else has to do their part to make that marketing stronger. So I'm helping people in that area and then also understanding the importance of business communication. We have too many people sending us links, not even saying, hi, how are you? Not looking at the post to realize that the person just lost their dog or their family members in the hospital, or they're in the hospital, and inviting them to an event that they actually train people on. You know, I mean, it's really weird to me, but I don't understand the concept of, just put it this way, when you're at a business event, you just flash your business card and walk away. We don't do that in person. So I'm not sure why people think that in social media. And as we have changed how we do business, many of us, from the brick and mortar to the click to order, they automatically think that it's okay to just keep sending and sending and sending. But that's not, everything is on relationship. And so, and relating. And the word relationship, if we break it down, is relate. You know, and then you can have a relationship. It's like dating somebody, you know, same thing. So I share with those people who maybe now don't want to go back to a job and have figured out, you know what, I can monetize on a skill that I have now, and maybe I can turn that into income. And then of course the existing companies still are not realizing their websites are not friendly to an iPhone. You know, I'm looking at their website and I can't even see everything because of the website design. And so I'm that person between the website designer and the person that has the idea, so that they know, don't be sold a website based on pages and the cost. That's a silly thing. Everything's an investment to your business and also yourself. You need that person in between to know where you should place things, call to actions. Is it really good to have pop-ups? You know, and you're just doubting, you're really calling yourself really, you're actually selling yourself short when you really believe that you have enough content from here to that I want to tap and see more.
Yeah.
If we know that most people are using this, if I don't see something here to interest me, I'm not going to tap and see more. So this is where I help people in those kind of, it's kind of fuzzy for lots of people because they don't understand that. And then also to the financial literacy piece, because I'm from a space of a family that just loves and hugs. We can have a good barbecue. We can have a good party. Oh man, the food is all, and the music is always really great. Lots of hugs. but we didn't learn anything about money. We didn't learn about what's available to us, generations. And so, um, knowing that my mom was a widow and seeing how she survived, and sometimes it felt like we were thriving because I never knew what I didn't know. Um, and realizing that even myself, my husband laid off, and they're talking to him when we're going to the bank, but he's laid off and I'm the one's working. And my husband like, you want to direct those questions to her because she's the one that's going on this paperwork. And realizing that there's some women that are happily alone, some are not. And
Mute it again.
You mute yourself again, Tammy.
oh, I got
Wash
muted.
those
How,
hands.
I see. I got. How can they actually make sure that they're aware of what they're capable of? Because as soon as you're married, you're lost. You're covered by the husband,
Mhm,
and that's good or bad. Like Deborah was saying. Like, I mean, I'm going on 25 years of being married, and so it's still important to have your own financial identity.
mhm.
Having a credit score of 512, I did that. It was a bad thing. Situations happen, and then how you pull yourself out. So just trying to be around people who have done a lot of great things to inspire me and share what I've done. Everything from cryptocurrency. It's I don't care what anyone wants to say about it. They don't like it. Well, you're going to go to a store one day and they're going to say, we only accept crypto.
Yeah.
Real estate, hearing these ladies who own 88 properties and how they're doing it, single moms who pulled themselves up, and also had to get to work and try to figure out how they can live at home, and they found a way to do it. So I just believe in knowledge and learning from others and sharing what I did wrong and how I can improve. Just continue to be a student. And the agenda. I don't know why. Deborah, do you find people using agendas these days?
What's that?
An agenda. I find people are not
I'm only
using
teasing you. I'm only teasing you. I know what it
oh,
is.
you know what I mean, but you know what I mean. But
I don't. I no. I don't deal with people who have an agenda.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I don't use agendas. I do have
but you
lists.
have things written down, lists.
Yes, I have lists. Yes.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
interesting to me to find how many people want to get a lot of things done, but they don't have anything written down.
Yes.
And so if you
That
if you if you actually aim at nothing, you get nothing.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
exactly. It's like when I told people I have got a dream list, and then I looked at me like this. Well, I don't look like you are, but they looked at me. And then I said, okay, my dream list is your bucket list. Do you have a bucket list? No.
No.
And
No.
then I will say, but how will the universe, how will God know that you want this if you don't have a list? Many of my list is coming true. I have an orange highlighter. You can
Mm-hmm.
see I love orange.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I highlight because so many things. This TV show, the Power Hour TV show, was on my bucket list or on my dream list. And 8 months later, it came true. It came true. So people have to have a list. Yes, Dave.
I have a mirror in which I've taken printed off events and things that I want. And I have an opening in the center where I see my face looking at all of these things that I want. And so
Beautiful.
Wow.
every day, I'm a visual person.
Mm-hmm.
I, I take a lot of notes, but I'm also a very visual person. And that has really worked for me because I can sit here, sometimes I might be, multitasking and looking up, and I have a picture of the house that I'm living in now. Right now I'm renting it, but my goal is to purchase this house.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2025, I'm going to be buying a condo in Maui.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
I have a picture of this house and the place where I'm moving to in 2025. This will remain my mainland home,
Right.
but that'll be my home in the wintertime.
That's
Oh,
so
wow.
That
beautiful.
oh,
I'm
and
I'm visual.
I'll be flying in writers retreats. That's the purpose.
Oh
So
wow.
I will
You
still
know
be
what?
Wow.
working. I'll be 75 years old and got a writers retreat thing going.
Wow, that's fantastic. I believe in visual too because I have a wall here with a whole bunch of things. This is my one of my vision boards, and then also here where my some of my file cabinets are. There's things up there. One of my business mentors, the Dr. Nelson, he had shared with us. to have the vision board, but also have an accomplishment board. So now what has happened over the maybe probably 3 years ago, I have a board here. I put things with a date when I would like to accomplish it in my vision. And then when I've accomplished it, they move over to my accomplishment board. And
Awesome.
so it's fantastic. And sometimes I'm just sitting in this area. I'm not doing any work. I just want to sit here and look at what I told myself, make myself accountable, remind myself, okay, this was a really tough day. I don't have another hour, but I can't really sleep right now. I just have to
Oh,
come
wow.
here and look to be reminded.
Wow.
Yeah.
That for me, I'm sorry, that is the place where you need to do all of
Wow.
your Zooms and stream yards and things, because you're surrounded by what
Right.
makes you you.
And all my pink.
And all the things.
I wear pink for
Wow.
you.
Yes, I seen that. So pretty. I was like, I like that top of hers. We got to go
Wow.
shopping together.
Tammy, that's amazing. I love the idea because I'm also looking this side. There is my board that have got things because to make sure that I don't know if you love the process I did to ask you to be on my TV show, to get your bios, to tell you exactly what my process is, what I'm going to do, how you can connect. I have done it. I know I'm doing a beautiful job because I have even asked God, how can I make this easy for my guests so that they don't have to stress to be on TV? They can just have fun because they will know the process. So I mark off who I send, who send these things back. So there's a lot of things. I've got my vision board on this side. But you know what, Tammy? I love that idea. Instead of having my dream list in my book, maybe I must put in, and because I still got this side open to do, maybe I must put it here and then see how I can transfer. But I will have to do writing because I have these big boards that you flip the paper. I've got one of those. So, wow, amazing, amazing. So, ladies, we are almost at the end of our 55 minutes. Can you believe it? But before I go, I wanted to ask Tammy, you have an amazing hobby, the same as mine. So you are coloring in. So can you please? I know you cannot show the people your big pink suitcase, but can you tell them what you're doing? Because I will quickly bend down and get my
I
book.
can show mine.
Okay,
I can if you
okay,
let me go off the screen.
okay. You can. Well, let me just put you in the back, and then when you're ready, show me. I will speak to Debs. Okay. So, my beautiful Tabura, first of all, tell us what is your forever song and what is in the next 6 months on your play to do list.
My forever song is "This Girl's on Fire," and I ain't lying. The next 6 months, I'm going to have to post it. I'm telling you, launching the manuscript clinic, I'm working with 11 different manuscripts. So within the next 6 months, we will have authors launching their books. And I will be launching my book, was supposed to be out in April. Actually, it was supposed to be out in February, then April. So I pushed it to June. So I'll be hopefully marketing my book. It's just like the cobbler, the guy who makes the shoes in the old days. All his kids ran around with holes in their shoes, but everybody else's shoes look pretty. Same thing
Exactly.
here.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like my mother used to knit jerseys, and she knitted for so many. We did have, but not a lot. So my beautiful Deb, my birthday is on the 20th of June.
And
So
mine's on
I
June
will,
24th.
wow. And I actually dreamt my book was launched on my birthday. So we will definitely have a discussion on that. Beautiful Tammy. Show us your amazing suitcase, pink suitcase, and tell us what is in store for you for the next 6 months.
Okay. Well, what's in store for me? Well, first, let me show me. I'm so proud of this because it's pink. But look at all this.
Look,
Whoops. Can you see it all?
I was blown away, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Look, look.
And this, and I found this beautiful. I love fashion, which you know already, Deborah, because I talked about your talk. But I found this beautiful coloring book,
Nice. Wow.
and so the coloring for me, what it does for me, because I'm just like everyone else, extremely busy, and being hit every day with negativity, just like everyone, and also those free radicals that are in our bodies. And so this
Mhm.
makes me happy. It's a very, very inexpensive, guilty pleasure. And then also, too, I get to share some of this with my kids because as they gotten older, they're not doing it so much. But as they were growing, they were doing it, and I was having just as much fun. But not my husband not realizing how come I'm in the basement so long painting on the walls and all these different things because I enjoy it and my son as well. So it actually forces me to sit still when the weather's not great and I can't go walk outside or go down by the lake. And if the weather's too cold, it allows me to sit still and be quiet with my own thoughts. And then it fuels me. So it's really, really fun. I enjoy it a lot. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do if something happens in this case. But there's so much in here. It's just amazing. But for the next 6 months, what I'm working on is a few projects I have put myself out there with because people talk about money, being your own boss, and taking charge of your life and your finances, but they're not talking so much about our health. And what I've been finding out over this time is many people having health issues, and myself personally, going to the doctor just for a checkup and them telling me that I'm anemic, and I had all these asking me all these questions. But what happened is that I formed such a habit in my body to overcompensate for the energy that I was lacking. My brain didn't know that I was still operating at a low level internally, but my brain didn't know. And
Mhm.
so what I realized is that more than not, and we hear this all the time, your health is your wealth. It really, really is.
Mhm.
And I'm not talking about money when I say wealth.
No.
Wealth is joy. Wealth is so many different things to people. Wealth is abundance. Wealth is having time to do things, and wealth can be money, yes, but it doesn't have to be the only thing. But it definitely a wealth of information, your wealth of your mindset, a wealth of your psyche, a wealth of your energy, which is positive. All the different things.
Mhm.
So I'm embarking on some of the health things attributing to it, so that people can not just go for money and being a boss and
Mhm.
working 10 hours and 12 hours and getting 2 hours sleep, but also how they can actually realize that they have to get closer to their internals and what's working because we can actually help ourselves. Like you said, Deborah, there's lots of things that are available if we know. And what there's something out there, an ounce prevention is like a cure or something like that. I heard that before. Something like that. It goes something like that. And so if we can actually prevent some things, it will help us. I'm not saying that we can prevent everything, but I know that we can take a lot of things in our own hands.
Mhm.
And so I want to actually work on that area along with being your own boss, being a feminist, and no, not a feminist, but being a female and being fierce,
Mhm. Mhm.
having your own hours,
Mhm.
saying, no, I don't want to work with that client because that client's energy is just, I don't care if I need the money. No, I
Yep.
do need the money, but God knows what else I need, but I don't need this headache. I don't need to have an ulcer because I'm working with that client. You know what I mean? So I want to
Yes.
just get into that space of empowerment, but also empowering us with the right choices.
Wow.
And that does entail health. So that's one of the big, and then also the Toronto Waterfront, big event that's coming up where they're acknowledging and highlighting women in business, as well as people who have a story, whether they're in business or not, where
Wow.
they showed resilience, diversity, and how they actually came through something. It could be a young person, don't have to have the accolades and all the stuff behind it, but they experienced something and they changed it to the better. So that's one of my big projects. So yeah, I just love it. And of course, I love helping women because I am one. But I work with men too. But we have been underserved and undervalued for centuries, you know?
Wow. Beautiful.
So yeah,
Beautiful.
so that's to me that I'm working on. And
Um,
showing people how they can make lunch so for the husband if they want to.
That's it. And it's an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
That's it. I knew it was
yes.
something. I remember the ounce of something. Thank you. Ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Thank you. I'm going to write that down.
Thank God for Google because it didn't come from here.
Yes, thank God for Google.
Oh, wow. So, ladies, we are almost wrapping up. Before I'm going to play out with my signature song that Jennifer Gerald have written for me and also sing for me. But, Debs, while I'm busy quickly cueing my music, will you please tell us or tell the viewers a golden nugget? And then when you finish, Tammy,
Hello.
oh,
My mom is just calling. I'm sorry.
Happy Mother's Day!
happy Mother's
Happy Mother's
Day.
Day from Toronto.
No, no, don't hang up. Don't hang up. You can go to Tammy, okay?
Okay, okay. Tammy, if you can give our viewers a golden nugget, then I will quickly get my song.
Yes, I had a couple of things written down and I want to share this. It's kind of it's interesting how this happened, but it's not a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. Today's date, no, yesterday's date, May 13th, in this book, Simple Abundance. I love this book because it doesn't matter when you pick it up. You can just start from that date. Doesn't matter if you didn't get it from January.
Wow.
May 13th, it said, Honoring the Great Mother. And I wanted to share this because mothering myself has become a way of listening to my deepest needs, of responding to them while I respond to my inner child by Melinda Burns. I wanted to leave that with you because we have been sometimes thought that loving ourselves is selfish, but it's not. That's how we can give more. That's how we can see the good in everything, even stuff that's happening that's bad, because God woke us up this morning. God allowed us to see, God allowed us to eat, God allowed us to use the bathroom, by ourselves. God allowed us to walk down the stairs or walk outside, dress ourselves. It's a lot of these things. They're very, very small things. Hear the birds out there, hear the dogs, hear the children, like Deb said, in her backyard that have taken over her yard. And so it just gets me back into that space of being thankful for what I have and then giving myself permission that I can still want more and not feel bad for wanting that as well. So that's what I want to leave people with, is knowing um, that they can find the good in everything, and that they can still aspire for more, and not to be shy or afraid to be around people who actually make you feel that way, because sometimes we're a little bit nervous. Sometimes we can be uncomfortable, but that's when we have to be there, when we're uncomfortable.
Yes, beautiful. So, ladies, we have got 2 minutes. So, Debs, I'm so sorry, but can we quickly just play my song? But, Tammy, thank you so much for that beautiful message. And, Deb, thank you for being here. You both are an inspiration to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I ask for this dance?
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love. From butterflies to eagles, oh, there's magic in that flight. Sprinkle me with fairy dust, watch me take to the sky. Singing, dancing, soaring high above. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love.
Wow, thank you for dancing with me. So, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, if you love Deb and you love Tammy, please comment and tell us How did you find this session? If you can employ it in your life will be so much happier. And if I can say, please look after yourself. Smile often and keep on dancing. Mwah. Bye, everyone. Bye bye.